influence yourself for success. This is the last module, module 9. Like I said, you can persuade other people for all you want, but if you can't persuade yourself, then you will be the one pulling yourself back, because you can be the most stubborn person there is on earth. Am I right to say that? Okay. Now, where does this fit in? It fits in here as the persuader. Okay. You have to persuade yourself you can do it. Okay. And in this case here, it is your credibility and your reputation. You can use certain exercises, which I'm going to share with you, to improve your perceived credibility and to improve your so-called perceived reputation. And which is very important in all contexts, in all contexts. So now, let me ask you, in terms of car, for those who drive, when you stop your car or when you park your car, you get out of your car, how can you prevent your car from drifting away? If let's say you park a car on a slope, how can you prevent the car from drifting away or from moving away by itself? You tend to put the parking, okay, into what call that, the brake, right? The brake, okay, not only put to neutral, but if it's on the slope, you may want to put to the what call that. Thank you, Fiona. Turn your wheel to right or left. So you do things to anchor down the car. Okay, either the parking brake or turn the wheel. All right. So the whole intention is to anchor the car down. Same thing for the yacht. If you go up to a certain spot out in the sea and you don't want this yacht to drift around aimlessly, you also drop the anchor to anchor the yacht. Right? So if this can happen to the car and to the yacht, this can happen to a person also. Imagine you are tasked to go up a stage to address an audience, maybe a lot, hundreds of audiences, okay, or maybe present to your top management, to your panel of bosses. You also need to anchor yourself before you go up there in front to present, right? Okay, so it is a matter of persuading yourself, say you can do it, you are capable of doing it, right? So you need to find ways to keep yourself securely in place. Not only that, you need to do something not only to secure yourself in place, that's like the anchor for the yacht or the parking brake for the car. You also want at the same time to do something to anchor others to you. So when you speak, people listen. The worst thing that you can ever experience is speak, nobody listen. That is the worst experience. All right. I have my fair share of that kind of situation where I speak, nobody listen, which is fine. I learn. That's why I can come up with this kind of techniques to share with you all what I do for myself and what I've shared with some other clients when they find that they are also in a similar situation, trying to go up there, don't feel comfortable trying to go up there to talk to big bosses or to give presentations to big audiences. Okay, so this is called anchoring. Okay. Now the good thing about this technique that I'm about to share with you is that it's not only anchor others to you, it can also tie them to the concepts around you. What you stand up for, what are you trying to offer? So here we are trying to achieve three things. One, anchor yourself confidently so that you can build your perceived credibility and reputation. So when I stand up here right now talking about persuasions, right? I want to exude the kind of perceived credibility in I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm sharing with you about persuasion. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I also want to anchor you to me, to listen to me. And that lastly is to tie you, okay, to the concepts about persuasions. I mean, buy into what I say lah. Okay, so three things. And this is what I'm going to share with you. So basically, you can use these techniques, which I'm about to share with you, to do many things, to make someone think you are funny, even though you are not that funny. You can make someone think that you are smart, even though you think you are not that smart. You can make someone think you are confident, even though you are not really that confident. Many, many, many more. Now, let me ask you, if there is one thing that you secretly wish you can do to convince yourself, what is that thing? Would you like to share in the chat box? You want to make someone think you're confident, even though you don't feel confident yourself? Or you want to make someone think you are competent, even though you feel you're not competent in that subject matter? What is that thing that you secretly wish it could happen? Would you like to share in the chat box? Then I can share with you what we can do. Okay. So if you don't feel comfortable to share, it is fine. Then I'll go generically lah. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a generic one. Let's say you want to build confidence. Okay, let's say you want to build confidence. And what we want to do here is, let's say you feel you're not confident enough to do whatever you want to do. For example, go up to a presentation, go up to the stage there to do a talk or whatsoever, or go into the office to talk to your boss about certain subject matter. Then you want to build the kind of confidence. Then this is what you can do. Okay, I'm sharing with you. This is pertaining to building confidence. Persuading yourself that you are confident enough to do what you want to do. So what you want to do is, you remember the most recent time that you feel very confident. Okay, when was the last time that you feel you were very confident? For example, you may be riding a bicycle, you feel damn confident. Or maybe the very last time you present to a small group of people, you feel very confident. Or the last time you organize a function, you feel very confident. All right. So if you can remember that event, all right, I want you to relive. That means relive yourself in the situation. I want you to think back about that situation. That means recreate in your mind that situation that gives you the most confidence. Okay, and I want you to feel how it feel at that time. All right, I put a timer here. I put 2 minutes, so I'll start a timer. I want you to do that. Okay, so anyway, whatever you want to anchor yourself to, I think confidence is something that we all need lah. Okay, we all need. So let's do it generically. Let's try to build confidence for ourselves. I'll start a timer. So what I want you to do is these three things. Remember the last time when you feel very confident. What event was that? What activity did you do? Okay, and then once you know that kind of event and activities, I want you to go back to that time as though you have traveled back to that time and you relive, go through the whole event again. And then I want you to feel emotionally what you've been through at that moment. Okay, I'll start the timer now. After that, then we'll talk about more. Okay, do it now. Okay, thumbs up. Now, what I want you to do next, okay, once you can feel back that moment, what did you do that it make you feel so confident? Okay, hold on to the emotion, hold on to the feeling, and then make the okay sign with your right hand and say power. Okay, do that. All right. So what happened here is that you are locking in, you went back to the past, you bring that emotion, you bring that energy to the present, to the present. So what we want to do is you want to lock in that feeling and emotion so that you can bring it up back anytime. Okay, by invoking the okay sign. Okay, okay sign, right? So this is what I do last time until I find another method that I started using since then. But for beginners, you may want to try it with your okay sign. That means once you have found that feeling and emotion, you lock it in with your okay sign, and then next time, whenever you need a, a dash of confidence, you can straight away do this okay sign and invoke. Okay, so it will bring you back to say, oh, that time I feel so confident, I can do it now also. Okay, so do that. Anyone tried this technique before? Anyone tried this technique before? Just share your experience. later on I will share with you. I've tried this. I've used this for many years, and then later on I found another technique which I'm more comfortable with, and I use that one. I will share with you later on what I do. Anyone have tried this okay sign technique before? I think for those who have attended last year, have you tried over the year? If you want to share your experience, feel free to share. Now, this technique, okay, Alan said, me, all right, good. And if the anchoring is done intensely, it will be more obvious and instant. Thank you, Alan. Thank you very much for your sharing. It really works. It works a lot of time for me. All right. So later on, I'll share with you the technique that I use. I'm not using okay sign anymore, but this is for beginners. Okay. Right. So thank you, Alan, for your sharing. Anyone else tried this? Okay. If you have not tried this before, go ahead and try out, because there are so many situations that you need confidence. That's why I use it generically for this teaching. Let everybody create your own anchor for confidence. So it just like for those who watch anime, I'm not sure whether you know these two anime characters, Japanese anime characters. One is a Naruto, one is the Ichigo. Uh, they are very normal kids, okay? But the moment they put on, they can invoke a sage mode power. Okay, they know a way to invoke a sage mode power. Okay, so one way is to, for us right now, is to create your own power cloak. Okay, so for example, this on the left, the character on the left, whenever they go into sage mode, you'll be wearing this cloak, this coat. Okay, same thing for the guy on the right side. Whenever you go into the sage mode, I call it sage mode now, if you can understand it easily. The uniform will also change. The cloak will be something like this one. Okay, so what I do here, my own technique that I find I'm more comfortable with, which I'm sharing with you right now, is that I may tend to create a power cloak, one for confidence, okay, one for able to talk fluently, okay, or one for something else that you think you are lacking and you want to anchor yourself to. Okay, so for me, I know I have one for confidence, I have one for able to talk fluently, and one to appear as what I call that, a guru. Okay, a guru means I'm competent enough to share with you what I'm about to share with you. Okay, so at least I have these three. I have many more. Okay, so what you can do is that, let's say you want to anchor yourself to able to speak confidently, then you may want to think about the most recent time that, the kind of event or activities that you have done, that you really speak very fluently, okay, and everybody listen to you like you're some kind of guru, and you enjoy that moment. You think that thing, and then you just do the exercise, the 2-minute exercise that we have done just now. After that, instead of doing the okay sign, you visually create a clothes like this, okay, a shirt like this, a shirt like this. For me, okay, visually, I have a wardrobe of different power white shirt. Okay, so I bring up a visual picture for you. Visually, I have a wardrobe full of different power white shirts. So when I think I need confidence, all right, I will just visually imagine myself go to the wardrobe of the confident white shirt, and I go and wear it. Okay, and when I wear it, I suddenly become sage mode, like the anime like that. Okay, and I go up to the front into the class, and I give my talking, or I come online and I do my talking. Okay, something like this, right? Or I can have something like called fluency. I have one white shirt for fluency. That means I want to be able to talk fluently and know what I'm talking about and not stammering myself too much. I will have one white shirt for fluency. Or if I want to appear to be funny, I will have one funny bone white shirt. Or if I want to appear creative, for example, I may want to do some today I don't have classes, I don't have appointment, I just maybe want to do some thinking and planning. I may want to sit down quietly. I put on my creative white shirt and say that, okay, what kind of program should we plan for next year? Something like this. Then I may want to put on my creative white shirt. Or if you want to appear witty when I'm meeting up with friends, or why I want to appear witty, I put on my witty white shirt. Or I want to appear smart, I have a smart white shirt, or many, many more. Depending on what you think you are lacking, you want to create anchors for each one of those aspects. Is that okay? This is the technique I use, and I find it very comfortable because I can have many different types of anchors for different situations. Because the okay sign, why I stopped using the okay sign is because you have to remember, okay, confident, I use okay. Then if I use for fluency, what sign do I use? After that, you forget which sign represent which power, right? So I find that a bit later. So I drop that and I come to use the white shirt one. Okay, so if this morning I need confident, I will take out the white shirt and I wear. You get my point? Okay. Any questions so far? Now, when you do that, you not only keep yourself securely in place, you are also subconsciously anchoring others to you. Hui Ling say no. Huh? Okay. Which area would you like me to repeat? Oh, no question. Sorry. Thank you, Hui Ling. Thank you. Okay. My bad. Huh? I misinterpret your answers. Okay. So, do you think you want to do that to build your confidence? I remember a client. He told me he want to climb the corporate ladders lah. But then at the same time, he was a bit timid one. Okay, he was a bit timid one. And he told me he always got butterfly in the stomach whenever the CEO asks for him. CEO, the number one man. Every time when the secretary call down, say, okay, CEO want to see you at 2 p.m. today. Okay. If let's say now it's 10 a.m., the PA call say want to meet him 2 p.m. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., this client cannot think straight, cannot eat, no appetite, just think about, wow, what CEO want to see me, see for what, what should I prepare, no confidence. So he came to me. So I taught him this technique about this white shirt technique, the power cloak. He tried because he had one experience with CEO before, I think a few months back, which he appeared to be that confident because CEO were asking him things that he already knew very well. So he had that confidence. He spoke up very well. He presented himself very well. So I told him, we leave back situation and then lock it in, create a power clock for yourself. So every time CEO asks for him, he will visually pull out from his wardrobe, visual wardrobe, pull out the confident white jacket, and then go up 2 p.m. And he will subconsciously appear to be confident, not only to himself, also to the CEO. Okay, and he found that he feels so much better after that. Every time he wears the white shirt. Okay, is that okay? Give it a try. You don't have to believe a thing I say. You don't have to believe that this works for you, but you give it a try. I can tell you, your subconscious mind can do a lot of things that your conscious mind think that you cannot. Okay, a slightly version. Again, I'm going to expand this concept a little bit more. I'm going to offer you a slightly version of the same concept, and that is to not only anchor others to you, also tie them to the concept around you. Okay, around you. So, for example, I'm talking about persuasion. I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you confidently what I do. Okay, and that you can use it, right? Now, this is a chakra diagram. Every one of us basically have 7 major chakras. We have plenty full of chakras. major, minor. But in terms of major one, there are 7. And to build your confidence, I just want you to focus on 2 chakras. One is the heart chakra, one is the solar plexus chakra. Okay. Heart and solar plexus chakra is the 2 middle one. The heart is somewhere on your chest level. Okay. And the solar plexus is somewhere just below your heart chakra. Now, your heart chakra is not on your heart. Nah? It is actually in the middle of the chest level here. Okay. That is the heart chakra. Now, if you touch this area as you are talking to someone, subconsciously, you're going to anchor someone to you. Subconsciously, you tried that. Now, when you know that by doing this, you are anchoring someone to you subconsciously, we want to anchor them to you correctly. Okay, correctly. Anchor them to the thing about you that you want them to accept. For example, let's say I want to promote something about motivation or promote about motivated, then this is what I do. Okay, when I say the word, I am feeling motivated now. The keyword is motivated. So when I say I'm feeling motivated, the word motivated, I touch my chest level here. Now, and then I let go. Now, what I'm doing is, whenever I touch here and you are able to see me touching, okay, I'm actually subconsciously anchoring you to me about the concept about motivation. Okay. Or the second example is, this is what I do best. And then I let go. Okay. So when it comes to the word best, you touch, and after that, let go. So you're anchoring other people to you around the concept, say you are the best in what you are doing. Okay. Or the next one, if you need it, I can get it for you. See, when I want to promote myself, I can do it for you. When I read out the word I touch my chest. After that, let go. Say, I can do it for you. You get my point? This is how you not only anchor yourself, not only you anchor other people to you, you also anchor other people to the concept that you're trying to promote. How you do it? Touching your heart chakra area, I mean the chest area. Okay, and when do you touch? Is the keyword that you want to promote. When you sell the keyword, you touch. I'm not sure how many of you have noticed how many times I've touched my chest today. Anybody notice? Or maybe the video is too small, you can't see me, the camera. But in physical class, you probably can see me better and observe me better, what I do and what I do not do. Okay, sometimes if you use the first person language, I am feeling, I do best, this is what I do best. If you need me, I can get it for you, blah, 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 blah. As a first person language, you may feel a bit paiseh to promote yourself like that, oversell yourself. What you can do is you can do indirect keyword. Okay, indirect keyword. It works the same. I've tried it out already. It works the same. Yeah. Now, what I mean by indirect, 你借刀杀人. Okay, in AOM3 is called 借刀杀人. Let me give you some examples of indirect. So let me mirror back just now the 3 examples. If you want to promote the concept of motivated, okay, you need not say I am motivated. You can say Joe is so motivated. Okay, so you can use the person, right? And then when you come to the word motivated, touch. Okay, touch your chest. After that, let go. Right? So this is as good as telling people when you come to the word motivated, Joe is so motivated, I am too. You get my point? Or this is what Susan does best. The word best, touch your chest level. Okay, right? Okay, of course, the third example is the same. Like if you need it, I can ask her to get it for you. Right? Although you say that get her to do it for you, when you come to the word I, touch your chest. Okay, So with that in mind, these are those subconscious, unobservable actions or techniques that you can use to anchor people not only to you, but to the thing that you want to promote. Question. Okay. So how if let's say I give you this scenario, how can you persuade your boss to promote you, to give you a raise, or to agree to what you are asking for? You know, um, now do you know how to use all those tools to your advantage? You don't have to use all. Use those techniques that you feel comfortable with. And those things that you use, the audience won't know that you're using unless you use it so robotically. All right. So, for example, the touching the heart, you use it so robotically, and people can catch on what you're trying to do. But they also don't know why you're doing that. Lah. Okay? Ken? Let's go deeper, shall we? Are you still with me? Okay, type a yes if you're still with me. Okay, for those who drive, or if you don't drive, maybe the first day of riding a bicycle, right? Either way, lah, the first day you drive or the first day you learn to ride your bicycle. Can you imagine that? How you do it, what you do it? I think I talked about that last week briefly. The very first day of your driving, maybe you got your license, you have your own car. The first day of your driving, you feel very excited. Okay, so when you take out your car key, you push into the car keyhole, turn it on, engine crank, okay, and started, and you start to adjust your mirror, and you put your feet in place, one on the accelerator, one on the clutch, things like that, and you start to release the handbrake, blah 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 blah. All these things are done consciously. Okay, you're done consciously, very consciously. Okay, you tell yourself now is the time to do this, now is the time to do that, now is the time to do it like that. Or check the mirror, 5 seconds, check the side mirror, something like that. But today, do you still do that? Okay, I don't think so. Today, I don't think you consciously decide what to do when you start the car. You'll be subconsciously doing all these things until a point that you don't know how you get home. So, okay, I have it happened before to me that I get so used to driving that when I drive to home from work, in the end, when I get down, I say, how did I get home? I didn't remember the road that I was on. Okay, that vividly, but somehow I arrived home safely. Now, what had happened, I think by now you should know, is that once it becomes a habit, it becomes a pattern, it goes into the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind will take over, and then it will be passed on to the peripheral processing. That's like when you see a traffic light turn red, you know you have to slow down. Not very automatically one, or push to lower gear for those manual cars, something like that. So remember this, it seems for everybody, once it become a routine, the subconscious take over. Same as breathing. Breathing in, breathing out, same. You don't have to tell your body, breathe in now. After 2 seconds, you tell your body, breathe out now. You don't have to do that because your subconscious will know what to do. If you can you imagine if every single small things you have to use your conscious mind to do the decision making, you'll be very, very, very busy. So 10% is conscious, right? 90% is subconscious. So that means a lot of things actually go under the water level, which you know or you may not know. But this is the fact. 90% is managed subconsciously by your subconscious mind. Okay, so I think I talked about that last week, and I also continue just now. Our subconscious mind influences most of our decisions, our choices, and our thoughts. and it regulates at least 95% of the choices that we make each day. That's why when we want to persuade people, and if you are going by the central processing path, they will go into a dilemma stage and they will tell you, sorry, I can't decide now. I have to go back and consult my husband. I have to go back and consult my wife. In the end, no decision made. And after consulting, worse. They say that my husband said cannot invest. Sorry, finish. Okay, so what we want to do is most of the time we want to persuade people. We want to attack on their peripheral processing path. So same thing for you. All this while, the first 8 modules we're talking about persuading others using the peripheral processing path. Now, can we also use this pathway to persuade yourself? Yes, we can do that. Okay, we can make use of the peripheral processing pathway to persuade ourselves that we can do it. Okay, one way just now is to lock in that memory, lock in that feeling and emotion, one way, or you can create your own multiple white shirts so that each shirt can represent different aspect that you want, different power that you want, so they can go into the sage mode. Okay, so you can use that subconscious mind to persuade yourself, say you're confident, you're successful, you're likable, you're motivated, or use that to stop procrastination and many, many, many more. If there is one aspect of life you secretly wish that this subconscious mind can help you with, what would that be? Anybody want to share? If there is one aspect of life that you secretly wish that this subconscious mind can help you with, what would that be? Okay, so how to tackle the subconscious mind? That means your peripheral processing pathway. I'm going to share with you 3 techniques. Not say 3, but then I've tried these 3 and it seems to work for me and for some of the clients that I've tried it on also. Basically, actually is one approach is to create a routine or a habit or a pattern. Once it become a routine, once it become a habit, it becomes a pattern. And once it become a pattern, it becomes your subconscious mind will take on automatically like the driving. Like the driving. Okay, because you've done it enough, you've driven it enough, many times enough, it become a habit, it become a routine, become a pattern. So one of the way to make it into become a routine, a habit, or a pattern is by means of affirmations or hypnotherapy. Okay, but of course, if you want to do hypnotherapy, best is you approach a professional hypnotherapist or a visualization technique. Now, visualization technique is something like I asked you to do just now. Okay, sign or creating that sage mode white shirts. Those are visualization because you really visualize, and visualization work best for visual people, and the locking in the feeling work best for kinesthetic people. Okay, so let the easiest way, which I think it works for me so wonderfully well, is affirmation plus visualization. So what is affirmation? Affirmation is a positive reminder or statement that describe a desired state. Okay, let me repeat. Affirmation is a positive reminder or statement that describe a desired state. Now, instead of thinking, say, what is it that you don't want? What is it that you don't want? You should flip it to say that I know what I don't want, but what is it that I want? Flip it over and ask this question. I already know what I don't want. Okay, put that one side. Now, since I put that one side, what is it that I really want? Okay, that's not my question is, if there's one aspect of life that you want to change secretly, what would that be? Okay, so you put that affirmation, a statement out that describe that desired state. And then you use that as your affirmation. That is one very powerful way that you can use that instantly, okay, or can easily go into your subconscious mind and let the subconscious mind do all the work without you knowing it. So 5 examples. Okay, 5 examples. It can be I'm financially abundant. I'm a lovable person. I give myself permission to do what is right for me. I'm always headed in the right direction. What I love about myself is my ability to blah 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 blah. You fill in the blank. Okay, so these are examples of affirmations. Write out the desired state in a positive tone. Okay, now one example of a negative tone affirmation is like, I want to be debt free. Now, this is, although this is a desired state, but this is phrased in a negative tone. Why? Because debt comes out. Now, let me ask you this. I think I've talked about that last week. Why should we avoid negative tone affirmation statement? Why? Or you can say, I don't want to be in debt. Don't want to be in debt. This is, although a desired state, but it's in a negative tone. Last week we talked about negative tone. Why do we want to avoid using negative tone? Can you remember? Last week when I show you the don't think about yellow banana, okay, the image, I ask you don't think about yellow banana, but most of you think about yellow banana. So the mind is being wired to ignore all the negative tone. All right, and only look out for those positive tone one. So if you say you don't want to be in, you don't want to be in debt, means you want to be in debt because the brain don't know how to read. All right, so I want to be in debt. So you don't want to be in that kind of situation. You want to phrase all your affirmation in positive tone, and then what you do after that is keep telling yourself every day, reciting yourself back these affirmation statements. Okay, make it become a routine, make it become a habit, make it become a pattern, and let the subconscious take over. Okay, so if you don't know about affirmation, you can Google, and then you can just type in the search bar, for example, affirmation statements about career, affirmation statements about finance, affirmation statements about what else, relationship, affirmation statements about family, all sorts, plentiful. If not, you can also go to my website, download this ebook. Okay. That inside there are a lot of I've curated. They are meaningful, very powerful affirmation statement. You can use that. Okay. Look for it, use that. Is that okay? So this is why are we doing that? We are actually targeting at your subconscious mind. Hypnotherapy, in case you don't know what is hypnotherapy is a guided trance-like state of focus and concentration. Nothing bad about that. Okay, it's just a technique. It's just helping you to stay focused. And then after that, use the affirmation statement to go into a subconscious mind so that it become a routine, a habit, and become a pattern. Right? So hypnotherapy can help you turn your attention completely inward to find and utilize the natural resources deep within yourself that can help you make changes and regain control in certain areas of your life. So this is hypnotherapy. Okay. All right. So if you really want an audio on these uh, affirmations that makes our affirmation pertaining to attracting prosperity and abundance, I've created one audio, okay, which you can get it. Now, the last part is visualization. It works very well, at least for me and some of my clients as well. Is if you can find a visual that describe your desired state and you display it at the right place, that will be the most powerful enhancer, most powerful visualizer. Okay, so if you don't have, then you can create a generic one. A generic one could be something like this. I'm just setting some examples. A generic one could be, for example, all dreams comes true. If you have a specific dream, you write out the dream is even better. And if you can have visuals or diagram or pictures that can describe in one word or in one glance what is that dream about, that would be the best visualizer. Okay. Or if you want to go for generic one, the left hand side one is also one very good example where it says everything I touch turn into abundance that comes back to me. Okay, so this will be a good kind of visualizer that you can create for yourself and you display. Okay, use the feng shui knowledge to display at the right sector. It will bring about very positive changes. So far, any question? So with this, okay, I've come to the end of this module already, and also the end of this entire program on how to ultimate eating persuasion. And this module is about how to influence yourself for success. I've shown you 3 techniques. One is using affirmation, okay, then hypnotherapy and visualization. And of course, in terms of visualization, you can also use the Sage Mode white shirt. I use it. This morning, make a guess. Which white shirt did I pull out? Make a guess. Which white shirt did I pull out to wear? Confidence. Thank you, Puiling. Confidence. That means I know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then sometimes, let's say I'm going for a road show. For example, I may collaborate with maybe an ID, interior designer or contractor or whatever, go for a road show where they'll promote their thing, I'll promote my thing, something like this. Not only I want to wear my white shirt, I may also want to put on my white shirt of earning money. Okay, earning money. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, you can do that because all these are energies. And how you're going to bring all those energies together and then purposefully create the intent. All right. So in your own context, in your own situation, you find whatever you think you're lacking and whatever you think that, hey, if secretly there's one thing that you can improve on, what would be that thing? You can create the white shirt for that thing. It's up to your imagination. Can? Okay. So with this, we have covered all the 9 modules on the ultimate eating persuasion. Let's just do a quick recap. What we do here, we have learned the fundamentals, why we go for yin yang instead of the direct approach. And then we also learn about, the 3 column, persuader, audience, and the content. Content means the meat and the potato. So the persuader means you as a persuader basically have to have the perceived credibility and reputation for persuasion to go easier for you. Next is you need to know your audience, the emotion state, the desired state. Okay. And then last but not least, the content, which is the meat and potato, how you cook them and how you present them. Right. So I've shown you different tools, perspective system, the stalking methods, the subtle command, the eye assessing cue, okay, pattern interrupt, suggestibility test, that the 10 hypnotic words that you can use ending with ly, and last but not least, how to influence yourself to boost up your perceived credibility and reputation. Which works better for you? It will be different people, different tools, right? So many times the other party gets stuck and want to know what to do. Many times it's like that, especially for coaching, right? For my coaching, they just get stuck and they just want to know what they can do. So they just want me to tell them what they can do. Okay. So they also want to know what the next move is, but are not sure what is expected, or do they know what they really want? So you are going to tell them what is expected and what they want, which really is what you want. Persuasion, this persuasion, get them to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. This is called persuasion. So in some cases, you'll be directly telling them, especially for those highly, highly suggestible, you just tell them, sign up for this. They will sign up. Okay, but in most cases, like I say, only 1 in 10 is that highly suggestible. The rest 9 not that suggestible. So you have to put in a little bit of hard work, meaning you have to creatively use all the tools that you have learned in this program and use the yin and yang to your advantage and the law of persuasion. So I want you to be comfortable with this power that you have learned, okay, and not feel that you are taking advantage of the audience. I don't want you to feel that because you have learned this, you are taking advantage of the audience or you are using it put out. No, it is not about put out. Okay, as long as you use it for good intent and you use it for win-win situation, you are okay. All right, you are okay. I want you to feel comfortable with the power, especially like for example, I assessing Q. You know how to read, but other people don't know how to read and they don't know what you're doing. Actually, you find that 好像在欺骗他们. No, you are not. Be comfortable with the power that you have. So you're getting things done and freeing up other people's time. You know, if you are able to persuade other people to make quick decision, you know, you're actually freeing up a lot of people's time. If I say let's decide where to go and eat, ding dong for a few days, still can't decide where to go and eat, it's wasting everybody's time. If I offer you restaurant A, restaurant B, and we can decide on restaurant B, you save everybody's time. Okay, something like this. Right? So with this, I've come to the end of this program. Any question from you? Feel free to type in the chat box. If not, then let's go